Finally, news. What's going on, guys? We finally have our long-awaited Miresi news update, what have you. Finally, we got some new things to report on. I made that Where the News at Miresi video not too long ago, and finally, we got something. It dropped this morning. Well, it dropped. Actually, I have the tweet pulled up right here. It dropped 4 a.m. my time. I was actually asleep before that time. I know, kind of a shocker. Me sleeping at before 4 a.m. Shocker. But yeah, it dropped around 4 a.m. I was asleep by that time. I usually sleep I try to sleep at like 2 or so. Then that usually doesn't work out. But like, I was asleep this time around. And then I woke up to this news on the location of my old phone. My actual phone broke, so I'm using my old OG, one of my old OG ones that I have still lying around. And I held off until I could pull up and record the video, reading it alongside you guys. And now we're here. We're here. Finally, let's read the tweets. They're saying, we gathered your feedback from TGS Japan and AGF Korea and prepared an interim report to share our progress with you. Finally, news. We'll keep listening closely to every counselor's voice as we prepare for the day we officially meet you. Soon, TM. And we're gonna read the Miresi report. We got it pulled up right here as well. And then afterwards, we'll look through this. I'm sure it'll probably be in the report. It says full details here, which is on the website. And yeah, Miresi counselor page is now live. Chronicle page is now live. Shape the invisible future. So yes, finally we got some news, like updates. Just gonna show up I'm gonna tell us what we're working on. Gonna read this whole thing along with you guys, and without further ado, let's get into it. Let's read it. Let's go. There's our reference. Counselors, finally, I was able to get through. It's your operator, Eve. You didn't forget Miresi records you collected at these coordinates in 2025, right? Tokyo Game Show, AGF. I was not at any of them. Sag. Maybe next time. We'll get them next time. I've written up a report with the records and even put together a simulated plan that adjusts for possible failures. Wow. There's no operator out there that you can rely on more. There's no operator out there you can rely on more than me, is there? Maybe Fairy from DZZ. No, we don't know if she's evil or not. We don't know her secrets yet. Are you satisfied with the quality of the 2D illustrations? First report, the graphics. It looks like people are voting. 50% very satisfied, 37% satisfied to very satisfied. So that's about what, 89.8% satisfied at least. Not bad. Looking good. The 3D models, yeah, the 3D models for sure. The 2D art, shift up is not missed when it comes to 2D art, but the 3D models for sure. I agree with the whole, like, not as overwhelming satisfactory. It definitely didn't look cheap. I wouldn't say they looked cheap, but they didn't have that extra oomph for sure. Not cheap looking, they still looked good, but there wasn't that extra oomph you would see in maybe other games. Hell, I hear Wuwa, when it comes to their 3D models, is out of this world. But like, yeah, the 3D models, while they weren't bad, they were still good, but they definitely weren't that extra oomph power. See, not satisfied, almost the same as very satisfied. 29.4 very satisfied. Still at least overall satisfactory, but yeah, not as highly. For sure. First up, I got the math right, of course I did. First up, we have the graphics and visuals. Unlike the total 89.8 of satisfactory, or very satisfactory responses, we got for 2D illustrations, the 3D quality was only about 70.2 for sure. Movement animations were awkward, the hair presentation could have been better, the chins are far too sharp and long, kind of true. The impact effects of their ultimate animations were lacking, the way characters' eyes were looking around was unnatural, and finally, there's too much of a distance between the 2D illustrations and 3D modeling. I can feel that as well. While we did receive comments about aspects of 3D modeling, like chin length and hair presentation. We also received a lot of suggestions about animation effects in the ultimate cutscenes. The ultimate cutscenes were alright for sure. They weren't bad, but like they're okay. They're great. Some of them were cool though. Like the ninja girl, hers was cool. But there was that one girl where she kind of like rolled something across the floor and like it hit the opponent. I don't know. But the cutscenes themselves, I think those were cool. So, hey, okay, nice, looking nice. Graphic improvement report. We are completely overhauling our 3D modeling. Wow. We're improving everything across the board, including the eyes and facial structures, so that the returners look great from every angle in 3D. Damn. Definitely, I'm gonna beat the long chin allegations. The eyes look. I think this looks better for sure. Yeah, this looks better. It definitely looks prettier. Maybe you'd say yassified, if you will. Looks prettier. I like this more for sure. This is better. This is better. We're also improving ultimate skill animation, so please look forward to them. Ooh. Yeah, like before it wasn't bad. It was nice and simple, but like this after one looks sick. Yeah. Yes, we're liking it so far. It's looking good so far, guys. Report Chapter 2. Combat. How did you find the basic combat difficulty compared to other games in the same genre? Looking like right where it should be. It was a little too difficult. It was too difficult, right where it should be. It was far too easy. Looking good between right where it should be and it's a little difficult, being the two highest. Love to see it. I definitely want there to be a little bit of difficulty, so I don't mind this being second highest. And I'm happy that right where it should be is number 1, 57.1. I didn't mean to make that fun. That rhyme too. How did you find the feel of the combat impact when attack connected? Very poor, good, excellent. Poor's looking a little bit high though. Yeah, for sure you could see in the demo there wasn't like a lot of like oomph to the attacks for sure. They were just like kind of auto attacking. Even the ultimates, there wasn't a lot of like impact or bang to them. So yeah, for sure. Poor being kind of high is oof, but yeah, it definitely like you didn't really feel a lot of impact. They were just attacking. They were just doing the basic attacks. It was all good. It was whatever. And then the ultimates didn't have any like craziness as well, but be expected. It's the demo, so. But the feedback is very important. Some of you let us know that the combat was unique and that the difficulty was at a good balance point. But we also received a lot of feedback about the slow pacing of battles, the difficulty on getting the read of the flow of battle, and how uncomfortable it was when it came to using skills. Ooh, I'm liking the presentation of this. Combat improvement report. Based on feedback that it was difficult to read the flow of battle, providing unnecessary UI effects and elements, and adjusting things like skill trajectory and monster after images. For skill usage, we previously only offered a drag and drop system, but we're preparing to provide hotkeys as well. Very nice. We also received a lot of feedback that combat pacing felt too slow and frustrating. To fix this, we are drastically reducing the time it takes for you to use your first skill. Interesting. Let's watch the video. We're gonna look at before first. Start. Do their attacks. See, this looks cool. This looks fun. It's giving kind of King's Raid. If you're an OG, you know. God damn, that is kind of a long time for a skill. It's literally 2 times as long. I think this played twice. Yeah, it's literally 2 times as long. Yeah, nice. This was one of the good ones. I like this ultimate. That was a good ultimate. Oh no, they didn't play twice. Literally, it was like going through the next characters at the same time. It took to do one. That's wild. That is wild. It took like you have like 3 skills ready for at a time. Yeah, this is pretty slow though, to be honest. I thought maybe there'd be like a 2 times speed as well. This looks like what the 2 times speed is. That might be like the regular speed now. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Report Chapter 3 Story. I'm liking this so far. Was the intro portion of the story enticing enough to keep you curious of what's to come? Quite enticing, very enticing, not very enticing, not all enticing. Looking like quite enticing, very nice. Very enticing meaning second highest. Oh, we got comments on this one as well. I found it hard to connect with why I'm this counselor. The method of storytelling was too linear. The method of storytelling was, too linear. Well, double time. I've seen the flow of story like this time and time again. That's true. There are too many unique terms. That's also a thing as well. The games throw out way too many things, too many unique terms, too many words you don't know. You get confused, get overwhelmed. I kind of felt that with Wuwa, to be honest. They kept throwing out so many like unique terms and words and all that stuff. It got hard to handle and remember everything and all that. So yeah, that is for sure a genuine complaint or genuine concern. A few counselors showed interest in our time-themed lore. We also received a lot of comments that there were too many terms and that the writing style wasn't contemporary. Story improvement reports. We're massively improving the story so that it isn't just force-feeding you a narrative. Wow, they went off. But rather something all counselors can deeply resonate with. It will be a healing story about overcoming failures caused by mistakes and moving toward a brighter future. We are also refraining from overusing unique lore terms, and we've prepared a system where you can easily view explanations for necessary terminology whenever you need. Yep, a lot of games that are I've played a lot of games. I think Epic 7 had that as well. Another kind of OG game where it had like an encyclopedia and stuff like that for like terms. I played a few games that have that. School Desk will have it as well. In addition to developments based on your feedback, we're also preparing a variety of other content, so stay tuned. Looks like maybe a side story or an event. Ooh. Bonus notes. Of all the returners who were available during the playtest, who was able to nab your attention the most? Yep, Itsuka. Absolutely Itsuka. She mogged everybody there for sure. Teria being second, no surprise too, but not too far from Enid. Yeah, Enid and the end was kind of, she looks kind of like, you know, like kind of a basic, more kind of like, you know, you're generic, not generic, but like basic, you know, standard kind of, you know, vanilla character. But honestly, not too far from Teria though, so that's cool. Yeah, Enid, not Enid, Itsuka mogging everybody else. We got Eve, Lemon, and Niu. We didn't see Niu too much, honestly, from the little bit of gameplay we saw. They kind of like made a cameo appearance at the end during a battle. But yeah, they're asking like which ones grab your attention, and like the first 10 seconds or so should be enough to grab your attention on a character and stuff like that. Hell, first 5 seconds. But it definitely does help that these three are the main three, so it's probably why the score's a little bit higher. But honestly, I just realized, yeah, Enid, probably not Enid, I don't know how you say your name. End, and Lemon are the same rating. Wow. And then Eve, and then Niu. Of the returners who were available during the playtest, who was able to nab attention most? Oh, it's by region. Japan liked Enid or Itsuka. Korea also liked Itsuka, but ooh, interesting. Korea liked Enid more overall over there. Still top 3, but they like Niu and Eve the same amount, and Lemon's a bit lower. But yeah, ooh, she's second this time around. So Korea, interesting. Oh, and here's a bit about our returners. In Japan, Itsuka was by far one of the most popular, taking up 32% of all the votes. And Teria followed with up to 20. While in South Korea, it was again Itsuka with a 31% lead, but this time Enid took second place with a 25%. An interesting turn of events. Lastly, ooh, cool little characters. Lastly, I even brought a little sneak peek at returners who are excited to meet you, counselors. I'm not sure when it was taken, but there's a picture of me in there too. Wow. Oh, so she's definitely gonna be in unit 2. That's cool. We got a little we got a little 180, or what is it? This is like not even a 180. It's like a 90 degree turn. Nice. We got a little 90 degree. And counselors, that's all I have for this interim report. You were a little upset I hadn't been in touch for so long. Yes! They know. They saw my video. For sure. They saw my video. Absolutely saw my video. I'll soon be back with a video about our new story. And there's also a new Meet Us at the Anime Expo as well. I hope you look forward to everything. It's starting to get warmer where I am too. How about refreshing your mood with this new wallpaper? Whoa. There's no one out there other than Eve who will be there for you, even the smallest of things. Be there with blah blah blah. There's no other. Oh my god. There's no one out there other than Eve who'll be there for you with even the smallest of things. Then I'll be back with more soon. Until next time. Got a wallpaper. Ooh, for my phone. Looking nice. End. Enid. End. Looking nice. But yep. That's the that's the report. That's the update. Nice to see. Nice to see that people are playing, giving some good feedback. 2D models, 2D illustrations, they don't miss when it comes to the illustrations. Makes sense why they're so super high. But 3D models definitely didn't hit as much, so it's nice to see they're improving on that. Yeah, thinking for it, I'm definitely thinking this looks better. Yeah, this looks a bit, this looks kind of weird. This looks much better, much better. Animations, looking much better as well. Combat, for sure, didn't have a lot of oomph, but they're fixing that as well. It's kind of insane how much faster battles are going to be now. Crazy. Story, for sure agree that, yeah, it's kind of a similar premise that you see in a lot of places, but they're improving on it, they're changing it. And of course, Itsuka, Moggs, the whole crew, the whole stadium. Yes, sir. And I didn't speak much about the new characters, but yeah, this lion lady looks nice. She looks cool. Lioness girl looks cool. This priest looking, nun looking girl looks cool, and of course Eve. She's incredible. She's nice. She's really nice. Oh, Eve's only 8%. Come on, guys. How are you gonna vote your assistant so low? How are you gonna vote the grand assistant so lowly? Okay, so low. She's last on both of them. Shake my head. But we don't see her a lot either. But yeah, it's looking nice, guys. New character look. I'm really liking her. Looks sick. And of course, Eve looks good too. She looks fine. I'm not that she looks bad, but definitely not as much as my aesthetic or my look. But she looks good. She looks good though. I'm really liking how the lion girl looks, and Eve of course looks amazing. Really pretty cute, really nice. Lion girl looking sick too, and you're looking nice as well. You're looking nice as well. But yeah, and nice little wallpaper for our phones too. Thank you, Miresi, for the news. It looks like they finally might pick up on this stuff a little bit more. They're gonna be on Anime Expo, and hopefully there's more news there. Thank you guys for checking out the news. We finally got some new stuff. It's looking pretty nice. Really nice update. I'm waiting a minute for it, but quite a nice update. Quite nice where we're at now. Quite nice what we're improving on, and what we're doing now. So appreciate them dropping this. Appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see y'all later.